I expected a big fine, but the judge went off, broke his gavel, and cut my tickets to $200. I was in court for unpaid parking tickets, $847 total. I'd had a rough few months and kept putting them off. That Tuesday morning the room was packed, like 60 people squeezed on hard wooden benches, all whispering and shifting. The judge was an older guy, late 60s maybe, gray hair, reading glasses on a chain. He looked tired, in the way someone looks after doing the same thing forever. He barely looked up, just read files in a flat voice. Case number 2847, State versus Morrison. How do you plead? One after another, people walked up, mumbled, got fines, sat back down. Then they called a kid who couldn't be older than 19, skinny, wrinkled shirt too big for him, hands shaking while he stood at the table. The charge was criminal mischief and vandalism. He'd gone to his ex's car and spray-painted "liar" across the windshield in bright red after she posted videos online with another guy and tagged him so he'd see it. The prosecutor, Ms. Henderson, stood up in a sharp suit and said the damage was about $1,200. She asked for 60 days in county jail, restitution, and probation, like she was ordering coffee. The kid's eyes got wide. He gripped the edge of the table and blurted, "I can pay for the damage, I swear." The prosecutor didn't even look at him. People on the benches started whispering louder, and someone shushed them. The kid glanced at his public defender like, "Please say something." The defender just flipped a page and stayed quiet. You could see the kid's face fall. The judge finally leaned forward and actually looked at him. "Young man, do you have anything to say before I sentence you?" The kid swallowed hard, and his voice cracked. "Your Honor, I know I messed up. I'm not making excuses. She posted those videos for 2 weeks straight and tagged me. Everybody saw it. I lost it for one night. I bought one can of spray paint for like $5 and did something stupid." The judge went quiet. He stared at the kid's file, then at the kid, and his hands started to shake. He slowly took off his glasses. "How long were you together?" he asked. "Softer now." "3 years, sir," the kid said. "Since sophomore year." The judge looked at the prosecutor. Then he looked at the public defender, then back at the kid. "And she posted it publicly, where anyone could see it?" "Yes, sir," the kid said, wiping his face with his sleeve. More than once, the room felt like it stopped breathing. The judge pushed his chair back and stood up. His face went red fast. "Prosecutor Henderson," he said, voice rising, "you want to put a heartbroken 19-year-old in jail for 60 days? Over spray paint?" She opened her mouth. "Your Honor, the statute—" "I don't care what the statute says in a vacuum," he snapped. "I've sat on this bench for decades watching prosecutors take the biggest hammer they can find and swing it at kids. Parking tickets, petty stuff. A stupid night that turns into a record forever." He jabbed a finger toward the public defender. "And you," he barked, "you're supposed to defend him. You didn't say one single word. Not one. You didn't even ask for a lesser sentence." The bailiff, this big guy by the wall, stopped leaning and stepped forward like he was ready. The judge slapped both hands on the desk and papers jumped. "This place has turned into a factory," he shouted. "We move people through like they're numbers. Nobody asks why. Nobody asks what happened. Nobody cares what justice looks like anymore." He turned back to the kid and his voice dropped. "Son, what you did was wrong. You don't touch other people's property. But I've seen real criminals in this room. You're not one of them. You're a kid who got hurt and made one bad choice." He looked at the prosecutor again, eyes hard. "Ms. Henderson, are you moving to dismiss this today?" She froze for a beat, jaw tight. The whole room watched her. Then she forced out, "Yes, Your Honor." The judge didn't even blink. "Motion granted," he said. "Case dismissed." He lifted his gavel and brought it down so hard the handle cracked. The wooden head snapped off and skidded across the desk into the court reporter's space. The court reporter flinched. The whole courtroom gasped. I heard a pen hit the floor. Someone in the back whispered, "Oh my God." The judge stared at the broken gavel in his hand, then looked back at the kid. "Go home," he said. "Block her number. Get off Instagram. And don't ever let anyone push you that far again." The kid just stood there crying, saying, "Thank you, Your Honor," over and over. The prosecutor grabbed her papers like she wanted to slam something. The judge sat down, took one slow breath, and said, "Next case." Then he looked at me and my file for maybe 5 seconds. "How much do you owe?" "847, Your Honor," I said. He rubbed his forehead. "Reduced to 200. Pay the clerk on your way out." Now people are saying I got lucky on my tickets. Was I wrong?